Hello, everyone. Welcome to the part 5 out of 6-part workshop training with Helium 10 and its face, Bradley Sutton. Sorry.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Bradley. So, today is part 5. What did we do in the previous parts? Let me remind you. So, in the first part, if you search for the video, and in the archives, we were talking about product research and validation. Bradley showed us how to do that using Helium 10 tools. And in the second part of these workshops, we talked about international keyword research when you want to find keywords for different marketplaces of Amazon. In the third training, we covered advanced keyword research and review downloader. And in the fourth one, the previous episode, we talked about listing optimizations, how to use Scribbles and Frankenstein of one of the tools of Helium 10. And today, we will be covering product launches, how to get first reviews, how to how to track your keywords, and how to check if your keywords are tracked by, well, probably using Helium 10 tool. So hello, Bradley.
Excuse me.
Oh, he disappeared. Oh, did you talk to your dog?
No, I sneezed.
Oh, that's good. Is it the name of your dog? Sneeze. Hello, Sneeze.
Yeah. No, I have cats here. Do you have any pets at your house?
Oh no, my wife is allergic to cats.
Maybe I'm allergic too. That's why I just sneeze. That's why I just sneeze. I don't know, but yeah, I'm okay now.
Presidents also sneeze. It's okay.
It's okay.
All right, so let's start with. Actually, I think there was one question. Let me quickly find. I just had it today. So there was one question from the last session. Bill was asking, does the description module in Scribbles give you the option for HTML description?
That's a great question. Actually, not at this time, but if that's something that you guys would like, please submit that to support@helium10.com. I know it's very, very limited, the kind of HTML you can use in the description, but it still has it. I believe you could use a line break, you could use bold, maybe even center. I'm not sure, but it's very limited. But yeah, if you guys, if that would be very beneficial for you, please let us know, and yeah, we can integrate that into the tool.
Perfect. So those who are watching live, if you have any questions, type in the live chat. And meanwhile, we will ask Bradley to talk to us about product launches. What's the best way to put out your new product to the market?
Okay. So a lot of this is not necessarily Helium 10 demo, but just using Helium 10 information for the launches. For those of you who didn't know, who didn't watch the very first few episodes or the first few videos that we did, that used to be my specialty before I worked at Helium 10 was product launches. I did over 400 of them for different companies, before I came to Helium 10. And there's many different ways to do a product launch. Actually, we just did we have a new podcast called Serious Sellers Podcast, and I had Kevin King. Augustus knows Kevin King well, and he was on there. And you got to listen to this episode, Augustus. He said last Q4 he launched two or three calendars, and he did no giveaway, no PPC, just listing optimization, and he sold 6 figures on like 2 or 3 products, no giveaway. That is very rare. You really have to find an amazing niche in order to do that. For most of us, to get to page 1, we need to do something. And there's two main ways I think that people do it. Number 1 is aggressive PPC. Our friend Dennis from I don't know what part of Russia he's from, but Dennis he's been using like a really what's the word I'm looking for? Like aggressive PPC, like even going sometimes, $500 or $1,000 per day for like 1 week. So even PPC can also be expensive, to use, but it works. He's able to convert, and then after 3 or 4 weeks, his position goes up. That's why it's important to go back to our videos, 2 and 3, where we went over picking the right keywords. All right, we will make sure to review those videos about Cerebro and how to pick the most relevant keywords to your listing, because if you're going to spend a lot of money on a giveaway or PPC, you're just throwing your money away if you're just trying to guess what keyword might be good for you. By using Cerebro and seeing what your competitors are doing, you have a much better chance to get the sales because you have a history of relevance to buyers for a similar product. So that was the PPC method. The second method that other people use is what's called giveaways. All right. Now, giveaways, what that means for those of you, a lot of you, I'm sure know, but for those of you who don't know, when we talk about giveaways, it's you're giving away a lot of units of your product over, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, and what maybe 100 a day or 50 a day or 20 a day. But whenever people are buying it, they are first searching for your product using the search term you are trying to rank for. Now you are able to make a URL so that you can help the user search for it. So they don't have to go search for it yourself. You make the URL where if they click on it, then all of a sudden now they are searching for it. So I'll give an example. Actually, this is free for everybody to use on Helium 10. Let me share the screen here.
Looks like you have a lot of screens. You're looking up the webcam, to the right of the webcam.
Let's see. My computer is super slow right now. I clicked the share, but it's not going yet. So waiting. I might have to restart this. You can still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. And
yeah,
so
I might have to disconnect because the Chrome browser is completely. So hold on. Augustus is going to do some singing and dancing for you right now for about 1 minute while I restart my Chrome browser.
I'm starting to undress already.
Okay. I definitely need to.
You have to go. You have to go.
I need to. All right. Okay.
All right. So, bye-bye, Bradley. So those while we're waiting for Badri, no, he's still listening. He's still there. No, so not Badri, but Bradley. I wanted to mention that below this video, you'll find links to and coupon codes to sign up for Helium 10 if you want to try this software. There are some discounted coupon codes. Also, there is a brand new plan by Helium 10, which is called Helium 10 Elite, which is the highest plan they have right now. Also, you'll find a link below this video. And this is the new plan which they have, where together with Helium 10 tools, as a monthly subscription, you are getting also a advanced webinar for advanced Amazon sellers. It used to be called Illuminati Mastermind, but now it's connected to Helium 10 package. So please check this Helium 10 Elite below this video. You will find the links. And I see that Bradley is back.
Oh, you put your clothes back on, so good. All right.
Yeah, it was very fast dance.
Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. Sorry about that. That was I had maybe 10 Chrome windows open, so Google Hangouts crashed for me. But now I'm back. Hopefully it'll be fine. So I'm going to share my screen now. Hopefully this time it's going to work. There we go. All right. Yes. You can see my screen here. So this is helium10.com/gems. All right. The way you guys can get there, again, you do not have to be a Helium 10 member to use this. Anybody can use this even right now. You go to helium10.com and you're going to hit gems. All right. Now, there are different URLs that can help you. All right. These URLs are not for ranking keywords. These are for helping your Google, ranking. This one just makes it easy for somebody to add to cart. This one, you can buy 2 things together. So again, you're just making it easier for a customer to buy 2 things with only 1 click. But now here is what we call two-step URLs. This means that you are taking somebody to a search in their store for a storefront, and then they will do it. So let's go ahead and do examples of all of these keywords or all of these types right here. So give me a product, Augustus. What can we make some 2-step URL for?
Let's say Rubik Cubic, Magic Cubic. How do you call it in US? Rubik Cubic.
Oh yeah, Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube. Do you know from which country in Europe is it coming from, this invention?
I have no idea.
It's from Hungary.
Ah, Hungary. Interesting. Okay.
It was a guy called Rubik.
Oh, look at this. This is like a fake Rubik's Cube here, looks like. Anyway, So let's go ahead and go here. I'm going to take his ASIN. All right. So for that would be actually I don't need to do the ASIN. I'm going to do, what is this keyword? Rubik's Cube. I'm going to take the keyword that I want to rank for. I put it here, and then storefront ID. This is important, everybody. We're going to do this later on today when we talk about the index checker, but we also need to know how to get the storefront ID of a seller. So you go to right here where it says sold by, click on it, and then we look up here. It says seller equals. All right, I double click there. That is the seller ID or storefront ID. And I put that right here. So now from here, just these two, I can generate this URL. And so this is the URL that you would give to customers. And so this is how it looks once they use this URL. Now this is their storefront, and it's like we just searched for Rubik's Cube. And so now if they click on this, now for Amazon, it's like, okay, this person searched for Rubik's Cube and they clicked on this. So it's going to help your ranking for Rubik's Cube. So actually, the reason I'm saying this one first, this one, in my opinion, has worked less and less effectively since last September. So actually, I don't use this anymore, but some people still use this and they have success. But me personally, I don't use this URL anymore. The one that I like using is a two-step via brand. Okay, so how is that different? We need to have the brand. All right, let's find the brand. The brand of a product is this, when it says buy and this word, that is the brand. So I copy this and I put it to here. And then again, the keywords, I'm going to use the same keyword if I'm trying to rank for Rubik's Cube. Put here, and now I generate. Here's the URL. How does this URL look? Let's copy, paste here. All right, so now I have, these are sponsored ads, and here is the one right here. So again, if somebody finds this product, it's like right here, they're searching for the brand. You see right here is what happened in the URL. I am searching for, under this brand eye opener, I am searching for Rubik's Cube. And so if I click this, again, this will help my ranking for Rubik's Cube. There is two more, hidden keyword and field ASIN, very similar in concept. The two that I like using are field ASIN and brand URL. So let me stop the sharing. Okay, so the thought process behind a giveaway, what you do is you are giving a bunch of people your URL, that URL that you do, so they can search for it. And then you're probably giving them a discount. You know, maybe it's 80% or 90% discount or 70%, so that you can get a lot of people in a short time frame to order the product. Then really Amazon is like, wow, everybody who's searching for this is buying this. That is why and how your ranking increases. So how Helium 10 can help is we have developed a formula to give you an estimation on how many units you would need to give away for a discount in order to get to page 1. So I will show you guys that in a second here. Let me log in. All right, so I'm going to log into the Helium 10 dashboard over here. The other way, anybody who uses Facebook, sometimes you see advertisements maybe for Amazon items. That is probably an Amazon seller who is doing the giveaway via Facebook ad. I'll get into that a little bit more later. So let's go to, I want to go to Rubik's Cube, and I'm going to put that into Magnet. I can also do this in Cerebro if I was looking for an ASIN. So I'm going to search for related keywords to Rubik's Cube using Magnet. So let's see what kind of words are similar or could be relevant to a Rubik's Cube product. All right, and here we go. We found 5,500 words. So I like to look for the ones that are organically ranked, organic rank, and maybe high search volume. Let's take a look. I also like words that are at least 2 words. And we can go search volume. And we have right here. So we have here Rubik's Cube or Rubik's Cube. See, two different spellings. So let's say I was doing this one, right? Rubik's Cube. This is a very, very competitive keyword. Look how many people approximately estimated are searching for it per month. 70,000. So in order to get to page 1, to have the best chance to get to page 1, I would have to give away 750 units for 8 days. That's like maybe almost, like 90 a day. I would have to give away at a discount to be able to have the best chance to get to page 1, because this is such a competitive niche. All right. So maybe for you, you're like, wow, I can't afford to give away that many. So what do I suggest? Well, I suggest looking for keywords that have this as like a seed word inside of it. And you can do that with Helium 10. I'm going to do show phrases that contain Rubik's Cube. Let's see how many words have Rubik's Cube in it. And here we go. Now look at this. Now here, these are all words that have Rubik's Cube. So maybe this is my main keyword, but I just cannot afford to do a giveaway. But eventually, one day, I want to be able to rank this up, okay? So what I would start doing would be, I would be like, hey, here are some other keywords that are related. So if I look at this keyword, I'm going to always, guys, this is so important, all right? You need to make sure that the product or the product search results matches your product. All right. So what do I mean? I'm going to give you an example. Let's go to one that I know probably would not be like this. Okay, perfect. So let's say this is your product. All right. This is your product. You want to rank it. So you go right here and you see, where is that? Here, triangle Rubik's Cube. Now I'm going to look here. Now look at this. See, just because this has the main keyword, I would never spend money on this keyword. Why do you think I wouldn't do that, Augustus?
Because the shape is completely different.
Yes. So people who are searching for this obviously are searching for something that looks like this. So if my product was here and looks like this, they probably would not click on it. So it would be a waste of money for me to try to get to page 1 here, because probably I'm not going to stay on page 1, because people who are searching this keyword obviously are looking for this style. All right. So very important that you look for. Okay. So this is a 1, 2, 3. What is this considered? 3 by 3, maybe Rubik's Cube.
Yes.
I don't know what's the Rubik's Cube. So maybe this. So let's look at this one. Aha, you see? Now look at this. This, almost every single one looks like my product, which is this, right? Let's say this is my product. So now this kind of page, yes, he's already on page 1 right there. So yes, if he was not on page 1 already, this is absolutely what I would try to rank for and do a launch for. And so then I would say, look, 3 by 3 Rubik's Cube. Look at this one, CPR giveaway, 32. That's only like maybe 4 per day. Now, maybe you can afford this. So maybe, are you going to get the same number of sales being on this page 1 as opposed to this page 1? Of course not. This is like what, 7% of the search volume, but it's a start. And here's the thing. If you start getting a lot of sales to this, since this word Rubik's Cube is in there, you're not going to get to page 1 here, but it's going to have a little bit of a boost. So maybe here you are ranked 300, but you start doing really good here and you get to page 1. Maybe all of a sudden now it goes to 250 or 225. And then you do another one. You start getting some money from here. So now you have money to do another launch. So maybe I'm going to do Rubik's Cube Speed Cube. I don't know what this is, but let's just take a look. I'm like, yes, I'll get to this one. So now I get to page 1 on this one. And it's, again, it has Rubik's Cube inside of it. So it's going to give some help to here. But now I'm on page 1 for this word. I'm on page 1 for this word. And maybe I'm getting, 4 or 5 sales a day on these. All right. And I keep working my way up. Every time I focus on a keyword that has Rubik's Cube in it, it is going to help this. And it's also going to help my sales. And then maybe within some time, now I can do a promotion. Now I can afford to do a promotion for my main keyword. So that is probably one of the biggest things that people say is, oh, you know, I checked Magnet, I checked Cerebro, and I want to do launch, but I can't afford it because CPR number is too high. Well, in that case, you go to the other keyword. So the question is, how do you give away the units? You know, Helium 10 right now cannot do that. We don't help. We just help you get the information. So there's two different ways. You could use a launch service. There are many out there, you know, whether I used to use 6leaf or when I would do all my testings, and for my competitors, they have a lot of options there, but there's plenty of good companies out there. There's even companies like Rebate Key who you actually can do it for full price, and then they just refund the customer later. That's one way. The other way is if you have your own way to do Facebook ads, you can target a certain group. Like maybe for Rubik's Cube, you're going to target, if you know that usually teenagers love Rubik's Cube, I don't know, but you would target, you know, 15 to 19-year-old people who do whatever tendencies, and then you would try to get them to buy. But that sometimes is very difficult. You don't know if people are going to react well with your product. Now, here's one tip. Again, not really Helium 10 related. This is just, I like to give you guys tips. But if you already have a brand, like let's say you have that cube, Rubik's Cube, all right? Now you want to launch the triangle Rubik's Cube. This is the #1 way to do it. If you have already many sales for the regular Rubik's Cube, those are people who have paid full price for your product. They know your product, they like your product, they use it. So that's the kind of people you use a service like yourself or 6leaf who can find the Facebook account of your existing Amazon customer list. So if you have sold 20,000 Rubik's Cube in the last year, what you do is you download your reports and you find their Facebook accounts. It sounds very difficult, but it's very easy. Sometimes with just a couple clicks, maybe they will find, maybe 6leaf will find 10,000 of those 20,000 Facebook accounts, and they make a custom audience. Then you go into your Facebook and you target those customers. So you're going to have your ad show to those customers. They're your customers already. And maybe it's like 50% off brand new triangle Rubik's Cube. All right. So now all of a sudden, somebody who sees that, they're like, oh, I remember that brand. I like my Rubik's Cube. And now they have a triangle one. Okay, 50%. That's very good. Because I paid full price before, so 50% is good. So for you, you're not losing that much money. When you use launch service or random Facebook ads, you don't know if people like your product or not. So the only way to guarantee that you're going to sell is 90% off coupon or 95% off or 80% off. So then even somebody doesn't want a Rubik's Cube, but they see it's $2. They're like, oh, okay, $2, I'll buy it. I'm sure I can give it away to somebody. But in this other scenario, you don't have to give it away 90%. You can do maybe 30, 40, 50% because these are already your customers. So those of you who have a brand, this is super, super important. When you launch another product in your own brand, make sure to utilize your existing customer list. All right. And again, it all goes back to, regardless of how you distribute the coupons or how you sell, you need to be picking the right keywords. And you're going to do that by using the Helium 10. So any questions about that from anybody or yourself or comments on that, Augustus?
Yeah, of course, some product launch strategies will not work in European marketplaces like Rebate Key. I haven't heard an equivalent in this continent.
Maybe that's your next business. You can start one, Augustus.
Yeah. Here laws are much more stricter, I think, also. So some things can be more complicated when you try to do workarounds. But also in Europe, of course, when we say Europe anyway, there are 5 marketplaces. So in each marketplace, you have to launch your product separately. This is kind of more costly.
That's kind of a pain. That's kind of a pain. And it can get expensive. Actually, I had mentioned 6leaf. 6leaf doesn't do Europe, but the one I know in Europe, I don't know if you know him, Chris, from a judo launch. I've done tests with them before, and so he has a good service for Europe. But yeah, it can get expensive in Europe because to launch in Europe, to use any of those services, it's almost the same price as it is in USA, but now you have to do it 5 times, and your ROI is not as good because, you know, the potential sales in Europe, of course, is less than USA. So it can be very expensive. So in those situations, it's maybe even better to use Facebook, or also the new one that many people are using is ManyChat, you know, which are chat bots, which are very, very successful as well.
Yeah, there are some solutions for chatbots, integrating them with your Amazon process, Amazon sales process. I think there is a seller chatbot, also Quantify Ninja software is supporting that. I see there is a question by Phil. He says, is it better to direct people directly to my Amazon product page or to a separate landing page, which after that redirects them to the Amazon?
Yeah, so there's two different thought processes here. Number one, there are people who say, no, I want to take them directly to Amazon because every single extra click that somebody has to do, it increases your chance to lose the sale. You know, especially nowadays, people are so lazy. If they click to another page and then they have to enter their email address or something, and then they have to click, already you might lose 50% of the people because they're like, I don't have time for this. All right. But at the other side, it's also very important to find ways to build your list, build an email list, maybe build a ManyChat list. So the only way to do that is if you do take them to the landing page. So you've got to think what's more important to you. If you don't care about, you know, building some big brand, and you don't care if you have to pay a little bit extra per click because you might lose a lot of people, then yes, absolutely use the landing page. So now later you can retarget those customers for other campaigns. But if all you care about, you don't care about the brand and you just want to get to page one and get as many people to buy your product as possible, then it's best to just go directly to Amazon from one click, whether it's in Facebook or email or whatever.
Of course, also with a landing page, you have advantage that you can put, let's say, a Facebook pixel on that page, so you can track all these people which clicked on your Facebook ad or similar. Yes.
Exactly.
So that was a little bit Phil is happy, makes sense, thanks. And that was product launches. So now once we launch the product, we're looking for the first reviews. What do you suggest to the people when they ask about reviews? It's like probably the most popular question. How do I get a review?
Yeah, it's tough because now it was actually, you know, this is something that a lot of us have speculated for a long time, and actually just recently in the last couple of months came in the news as kind of confirmed that Amazon and Facebook were kind of sharing information with each other. So I would always tell people, everybody said, oh yeah, just get your friends and just get your family to leave the reviews, right? But if they have your same last name or things, you know, Amazon knows. Amazon is going to get angry with you if all of a sudden everybody last name Sutton is leaving reviews for this product. You know, Amazon will know that, and they might shut you down or take away your reviews. The same thing, Amazon, in some situations, it's been said in the news, they actually know who is your Facebook friends. So all of a sudden you get 10 reviews and they all come from your Facebook friends, you're going to get shut down. So the most term of service compliant way to get the reviews is use one of Amazon's programs. Like, for example, there's an early reviewer program, but that sometimes takes 3 months, and maybe you'll get 5 reviews, 10 reviews, and sometimes the review might be negative. So that's, you know, for some people, they don't want to wait. But they're right now, the ratio is like maybe 100 organic orders, maybe you'll get 1 review. And so that's just unfortunately the case. And all of you who are watching this, if you are an Amazon buyer, think about yourself. Do you make reviews for products when you buy it? Like me personally, I buy at least 2 or 3 things per month. I can't remember the last time I left a review. It's just not natural to do. So you have to be creative, but, you know, I can't tell. You know, before I worked for Helium 10, maybe I could give you some special tricks. But now, as a Helium 10 employee wearing the Helium 10 shirt, I can't say, you know, some things. But just be very careful, because right now that is the #1 most sensitive thing about Amazon right now is the reviews. Even actually this week, I heard that throughout the whole marketplace, like almost all categories, nobody could get reviews for 2 days. Like, they're always doing crazy things with reviews. You will see Some customers, some sellers, big products, they would get 1,000 reviews removed in one day because Amazon thinks that it is abuse of the system. So a couple of tips, one thing is the people who would be most likely to leave a review are people who are very passionate about your product. So about that kind of product. So maybe you go to a Facebook group, maybe you have a dog leash. So you find a Facebook group with dog leash lovers or dog lovers or something, and just advertise your product. Now, you cannot offer a discount for review. That's incentivized review. But if you can get somebody in there to purchase your product or somebody to write about it in a blog like that, the kind of people who purchase it there, they are the ones who are more likely to give you reviews. Also, target your own customers. We are allowed to send one message to ask for a review. So absolutely make sure that you're doing that. If it's manual or you're using an email service, you have got to ask every one of your customers to leave a review. All right? Because that right there will get you half of your reviews that you wouldn't have gotten if you never asked. The other thing that some people are doing, now this is a little bit more, I'm not sure how clear it is, but use a Facebook ad for your existing customers to leave the review, because that sidesteps the whole Amazon system. So what do I mean by that? I had said before when we were doing a launch, like if you have a list of customers, you can find a lot of their Facebook accounts. You can't actually find them, but Facebook finds it and it makes a custom audience. So you use one of these services to find the Facebook accounts, and then you make an ad that goes and say, hey, did you like your product? Click here, leave a review. Some people do that only for people who have bought like 2. So if somebody has repurchased your product 2 or 3 times, they must really love your product. You get like 5 times of a chance that they will leave a review as opposed to a normal customer. But maybe they just never got around to it. So one thing you could do is make a Facebook audience based only on the customers that have purchased your product like 2 times. Like, especially if you have a supplement, maybe every month they're buying 1 bottle of vitamin C pills or whatever. Find the people who have bought your product more than once and send a Facebook ad to them. They might be more likely to leave you a review. Other than that, though, all the other ways are too gray area and could get you in trouble. So I can't talk too much about it. But for example, me, what I would do if I didn't work for Helium 10 and I was an Amazon seller, I might get Augustus to go buy my product, and then he leave a review, and then I would tell him thank you or something, because maybe Augustus is not my Facebook friend. So really there's no tie between us. All right. So maybe I'll say, hey, can you please buy my product and leave a review. But anything else is like right now is too dangerous. So guys, don't use family, don't use Facebook friends, don't use Instagram followers, don't use anybody who has been in your same Wi-Fi. Like maybe you don't have, maybe you don't have Facebook, maybe you don't have family, but these are all your college buddies, and every week they're in your house using your Wi-Fi. All of a sudden, if Amazon sees everybody from the same IP address is leaving a review for your product that you log on to the Seller Central with, that's another thing that you're asking for trouble. So guys, just be very careful about the reviews.
And obviously, in case you find, let's say, 10 different people in 10 different cities who can help you out, be careful. Let's say if there are 12 purchases and 10 reviews, it also looks suspicious.
Yes, yes. They actually have I forgot what it is. My buddy Howard told me once. I think it's like 30 purchases per review or something like that. Like the average is 100. But then if you get more than 1 review per 30 purchases, like maybe you get 1 review for every 20 or 10, then Amazon's like, whoa, there's no way that, that's when they usually put suspension on that listing or on the review. So be very careful about that. Make sure make sure that you have enough sales velocity to make it seem like those reviews are legitimate.
And talking about reviews, also if you have variations, I think until about recently, whenever one of the child products were getting reviews, then this review is visible for other childs as well. But I think recently, slowly, the Amazon
some categories is changing.
Yeah, changing. So
because
basically,
what was happening Okay, this is a question that I don't know if anybody has this question, but I always see this. Somebody always posts like, I just saw a brand new product and like in 1 week it has 150 reviews and Amazon didn't shut it down. All right, so this is one of the tricks. And I'm not saying to do this trick. I'm saying don't do this trick because, but if you ever are wondering how this happens, okay, what the Chinese sellers are doing, they will get 50 different listings of kind of like the same product. And then they would get they would put 2 reviews per listing. All right. So it doesn't mess up the Amazon algorithm. And now they have 50 different products, same product with 2 reviews. And then they just merge one by one. They merge them all until all those 50 listings now is one listing. And now it has 100 reviews because it merged 50 listings with 2 reviews. So a lot of people are saying, oh, that's impossible. I don't believe that I have to make my review velocity small because look at this guy got 100 in 1 week, but it wasn't 100 in 1 week. It was 2 per product in 1 week for 50 products. But I'm 100% sure in the next few months, Amazon is going to stop that kind of thing because it already came out in the news that they're doing that. And so whenever Amazon gets embarrassed, they try to fix things. But
Yes, of course. And
yeah.
one of the listeners, Amber, is saying she's suggesting that you word your Facebook ads carefully when you are promoting your Amazon products, because seller ad accounts getting shut down for saying in the Facebook ads, "Thank you for purchasing." It is safer to say, "Do you have this?" or "What do you think?" So, if I understand correctly, when you do probably Amber is probably she means the chatbots. So when you through the Facebook advertising and all the Facebook funnel, you send people to the Amazon, they possibly buy it, and then you write in the chat box automatically, "Thank you for purchasing." It might trigger probably Facebook. Maybe Facebook doesn't like something. I don't know what she meant.
Yeah, could be. Could be. Yeah, so I haven't heard of that, but that's good. That's good information. And also too, going back to the Facebook ads, going back to the launches, there are some things that you can't do on Facebook, like diet pills. You Facebook doesn't want advertisement for diet pills. So if you have that kind of product, you won't be able to use Facebook advertising for that. And certain, of course, adult products or other, searching categories you might not be able to do on Facebook.
Okay, Amber clarified that Facebook doesn't allow to show to the Facebook user that you already know something about them. So if you say thanks for purchasing, basically you're telling to Facebook user that you know that they purchased something. I heard the same of when you're running Facebook ads, you cannot show a graphic saying, "Oh, I saw you visited my website," because when you're doing retargeting, yeah. So yeah,
maybe a
should
year
care.
ago, but ever since the scandal with Facebook, they are really trying to be more careful about the privacy.
And Phil is asking for help. He says sometimes buyers leave product reviews in the seller feedback section. How to avoid this? Any advice, Bradley?
Yeah, that's always the case. And then so the only thing, there's no way to avoid it. The problem is that it's not clear on Amazon. It's so stupid that there's feedback and reviews and it like doesn't make any sense. And of course, for an average customer, maybe 70% of people will know review is review, but they think that feedback is feedback about the product. So what you could do is reply to the feedback there or send the buyer a message if you haven't sent them one already and say, "Thank you so much for your feedback. I noticed that you left a product review. Actually, the product review is in this section." And then you could give them the link to the product review. But the chances that they will do it is kind of low. But yeah, that's a case. But the only good thing about that is when you get the negative review. If you get a negative review inside of your feedback, you're going to easily be able to get rid of that. So it doesn't affect your seller metrics because product reviews are not supposed to be in the feedback, and Amazon will remove it immediately if it looks like a product review, as long as you report it.
And I do agree that Amazon has made this seller feedback and product review both sections somehow not clear. That I 3 years ago I used to be a product reviewer in Germany. I reviewed like 250 products. Now I live in Spain, and when I started to purchase from Spanish Amazon, I started to get automatic messages from Amazon, not from sellers, but from Amazon saying, "Whoa, you purchased these products. Can you leave a review?" They send it in Spanish. I understand Spanish, but I didn't really like put attention what they want. And I was in a good mood one evening. I got, and I saw like there were 10 products they showed me. So in each product I wrote one sentence for each product. After a few days I got automatic notification, maybe for the same from the same Amazon robot, that sorry, your review, like we cannot accept. And then I realized it was seller feedback. And yeah, so, and I spent like 10 minutes writing that, so I didn't write again. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. So yeah, so it's just sometimes things on Amazon doesn't make sense, but then sometimes it does. So
All right.
what's
So
the next thing we're talking about? Indexing?
yeah, let's talk about indexing, and also we'll talk about keyword tracking. So yeah, let's do index checking, how
All
to
right.
check if you are indexed by certain keywords.
Okay, so why don't you explain to people who don't know, what does indexing mean? What does being
So
indexed mean?
so yeah, basically whenever your product is in, when we say that product is indexed, it means that when somebody is searching for the certain key phrase or keyword, if you are not indexed by this phrase for your product, then your product will not appear in search results. Is it correct?
Yes, yes. So it basically, is Amazon is relating your product to this keyword. Where the word comes from, actually, this is not an Amazon word. This is just a random word. But an index in a book, at the end of the book, there's a list of words, and then it tells you the page where it's at. So if they think it's important to the book, it will be in the index. But if it's not important to them, it's not in the index, even though it is in the book. So let's give an example. So here, these are the words. I'm going to take away this. Let me go here, search volume 500. So this was for this just random Rubik's Cube. All right, so here are a whole bunch of words that are Rubik's Cube related. All right, let me just see here some of these. Okay, tons of words here. All right, so what I'm going to do, like, let's say, which one will be my product? Let's just say this one is my product. So I want to know which ones I am indexed for. So I'm going to go open up Index Checker right here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the seller ID, or the product, actually. I'm going to go to this page right here. All right. My computer is so slow. If you remember, guys, this is the way we get the seller ID. We go to the who is it sold by. All right. And first put the ACE in, and it's going to find it. Make sure it's the right product. It's searching Amazon. While that's searching, I'm going to go get the seller ID, which is right here. Seller ID. There's the product right there. I'm going to put the seller ID. Now I'm going to say, hey, I have determined in my keyword research, these are very important keywords, these 121. I want to make sure that I am indexed for it. Okay, so sometimes I might take away the ones I don't think are relevant, or if it's a brand name. I don't think that's important. So let me just do this. Okay, very good. All right, so I've taken away some of these words. I'm going to first put this to Frankenstein. All right, and now here is all of the keywords right here, all of those phrases, 337 words. I'm going to copy them all, and I put it to Index Checker right here. So now what this is doing is, one by one, this is going to check. Am I indexed or not? There's 3 different tests that it is doing. All right. And let me just show you what those tests are. So this is Rubik's Cube, and this is traditional index. What happens when we are doing this check? I'll show you right now. We don't hide anything at Helium 10. We show you everything that we're doing. So what it does is it puts the ASIN plus the keyword, and then does anything come up? And look, one result, yes, this product came up. So that's why this says, yes, we are indexed. All right. Here's one, merge cube. All right. If I click this, merge cube, look, 0 results for this. That means this product is not indexed for merge cube. All right. What is this check? Field ASIN index. This is just another check. So we'll check this one right here. 1 result for this ASIN and this keyword. It came up 1 result. So that means that is a yes. And last, it is a storefront check. You go right here to storefront. And again, I am searching 1 and 1 result came up. That is why this is a yes. So if you see a dash, that means you are not indexed. So for me, like maybe this is my product and I did my keyword research and I noticed merge cube is not in my listing. So I am going to go figure out, I need to put that in my listing because I am not indexed for it. All right. Now here is something very interesting. I'm not sure if there's going to be any here, but if you ever see there's 1 dash here, my mouse again. 1 dash right here, check mark here, and dash here. That means that this is, you are probably on the sponsored product index. What does that mean? That means that this word is not in the listing. Here's one right here, Rubik's Cube 4x4. That means this word is not in their listing. Like, look at this. I'm going to click here. And 0 results. Okay, 0 results there. What about inside their in the back end of their listing? If it was in their back end of the listing, search terms, it would show up here. And this one has this Rubik's Cube with the K, right? Nothing with the 4x4. Rubik's Cube 4x4, only Rubik's Cube comes up. Nothing with 4x4. All right. So, but this test, where did it go? Where did that one go? Here it is. Is this it? I think this is it. If I do this test, it has 1 result. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that sometime this person had a sponsored ad or sponsored ad campaign, probably auto campaign or broad campaign. And even though this word is not in their listing, Amazon decided to show them. You know, so somebody searched for Rubik's Cube and Amazon's like, you know what? I'm going to show this product for this. All right. And somebody actually clicked it and they bought it. All right. So they converted for it. So then Amazon says, okay, even though this word is not in this listing, we are going to go ahead and make sure and put you on the index for it, because obviously buyers like your product in relation. So this is the only way I know out there that you can actually find keywords like this that your competitor has converted for on PPC. This is a very like secret thing. Oh, here's that one right here. Here's another one, Rubik's Cube 4x4. Sometime this guy converted the PPC for this keyword, even though it is not in his listing. Like if I were to go to his listing right now, I'm going to copy this word, and I'm going to go to his listing. Where is his listing? This is it right here. And if I paste this, let's see, it says 0 of 1. So here, you see, this is the only place where it comes up. This words is not in his listing. Not in his listing anywhere. I just searched the whole entire page. It's not there. But he is indexed for it. So this is very important. So the other reason why indexing, checking to see if you are indexed is important, is let's say that you do have the word in your listing, but it tells you you're not indexed. You might not have any idea what is a situation that might happen. Let's say your product is, you know, a phone case. You're in the phone case category, but maybe there is in your phone case there is a pencil holder. Okay, maybe I'm making a new invention right now. We need to go to Kickstarter with this. All right, so a phone case with a pencil holder. So in your listing, you put this is a phone case with a pencil holder. But it's possible, if you're one of the very first ones to have that, it's possible that the word pencil will not be indexed for Amazon, because Amazon says pencil has nothing to do with cell phone case category. So even though pencil is in your listing, we are not going to index you. And so you're maybe trying to do PPC, or you're trying to do a giveaway for a pencil holder, and you don't get any impressions at all. Well, it's because you're not indexed for it. So what can you do in those situations? in those situations, sometimes you can open up a case with Amazon, or you just need to give Amazon more context. Like maybe 2 or 3 times you repeat what exactly is, why is pencil important to your listing. So say many people in your description, many people like to use a pencil in their phone case, whatever. But if you use it 2 or 3 times and give context around this word, now Amazon algorithm will be like, oh, okay. Even though we don't think pencil has to do with phone case, obviously this is an important word and we will go ahead and index you. But this is super important because what happens is sometimes people are doing the index check or their sales. Like let's say every day you get 50 sales and then all of a sudden you get 10 sales a day and your keyword, maybe you were ranked page 1 for phone case, all right? And then all of a sudden you are not ranked at all for phone case and your sales went from 50 to 10. What happens is you're probably not indexed anymore, all right? So you would use index checker right here, Helium 10. You would go out there and see, am I indexed for it? And if it's not, what you might see happen is that Amazon changed your category. So maybe Amazon changed you to the pencil category, all right? And then all of a sudden now all of your phone case keywords is not indexed for. And you would have no idea. I mean, I see this at least once per week. Something like this is happening on Helium 10 users board. People are like, oh my God, my sales are gone. Oh, my keyword ranking is gone. It's because somehow either Amazon or another seller changed your category and then it messed up your indexing. So there's an important way. Actually, we have one more video next week we're doing, right? I'm going to show you guys, that's going to be part of alerts. There's a way now that you can get notified by Helium 10 if something like that happens. But again, however you figure out it happens, the way to know if it is by using the index checker and seeing if you are indexed or not.
Thanks a lot. And the last part of today's session is keyword tracker. So
Yes.
Can you explain why do we need it and demonstrate how do we do that?
Yeah, so keyword tracking is actually what brought me to Helium 10. I was using another keyword tracker and I didn't like it, and so I went to Helium 10. So why is keyword tracking important? Guys, you know that outside of PPC, the only way you're going to get sales is if you're on page 1. And so you're trying all kinds of different ways to try to get to page 1. We talked today about launches. We talked about Facebook ads. We talked about Facebook bots. We talked about giveaway services. Optimizing your listing, we have talked about. All of these things are designed to help you get to page 1. Well, how do you know if you got to page 1? You know, in the old days, you know, and there are people out there, I'm sure maybe who are listening now, you know, the old days is, hey, am I on page 1 for a Rubik's Cube or where am I at? So here's Rubik's Cube. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so like that would be crazy to have to do. So we need a keyword tracker. I don't know if this account has anything active in keyword tracker. Let's take a look. And this is basically once per day, every 24 hours, it is going out and it is checking where your rank is. All right. So like, let's say from video 2 and 3, you had done all of your research in Magnet and you had said, hey, Rubik's Cube is a super important keyword. I want to get to page 1. Rubik's Cube is important. Speed Cube, Rubik's Cube 3.3, all of these words. Maybe there's 50 words that you think you can get sales from. Well, remember, outside of PPC, the only way you're going to get sales from these keywords is if people see your product. And the only way they're going to see it is if you are on page 1. So what you start doing is you start tracking your products. And you can track your competitors' products or your own products. So for example, here's one that we're tracking. This looks like in Spain. Colágeno, collagen for this product right here. All right. Colágeno hidrolizado con magnesio. And this tells you the search volume. I'm going to click here for the history right here. And you can see, okay, I'm always on number 2, page 1, position 2. Oh, one day I dropped to number 8, but I came back up. And I can do this, you know, from whenever I started tracking it. All right. Now, this is important. You know, usually it doesn't look like this. Usually Amazon is putting your rank at different places and you are trying to get to page 1. Like, let's take a look at this one, collagen powder. Like this guy, sometimes he's ranking, sometimes he's not. Let me go back to the history if he was ever ranking on this. Yeah, so look at here. Like maybe he did something and he got to page 2. But then after that, he dropped off. And even for almost 1 month, he was not even ranking at all. All right. So whatever he was doing, it was not working. What about this keyword? Oh, here's a good one. All right. So here, this guy, he was actually on page 1 here. So maybe here, I almost guarantee right here, he was ranking page 5, 6. And maybe he did some giveaway or PPC, and then he got up to page 1. But he wasn't converting very well. So if you don't convert very well on page 1, your ranking is going to drop off. And he would know that right away. All right. So now, since this time, he is now all the way back on page 5 or 6. One thing that's important about Helium 10 is we can actually go, I'm going to hit this. If I hit this red rocket, this is called boost. That means that instead of just checking once per day, we are checking 24 times per day. Every single hour, we are checking your rank so that you can see what is happening with your rank. So this is very important to track your own products, or if you want to track what your competitors are doing. Like maybe this is my competitor's product and I want to see maybe they're doing a promotion where always they have been very low rank for, where is it at? Very low rank for collagen peptides powder, but now all of a sudden they jumped up high. Well, I'm going to want to be able to know that so I can be knowing what my competitor is doing. So keyword tracker, guys, is something you need to turn on immediately and never turn it off. This is one of the most important parts of your business, is knowing if you're on page 1 or not, what is working in your campaigns, what is not working, and keyword tracker is a way to do that.
And what are the limits on Helium 10 to how many keywords per product, or how does it work? Can you track?
Yeah, there's no limit per product. It's just overall we have a limit. Let me just check what that is. So if you are on the platinum plan, you can track up to 2,500 keywords. All right, so 2,500 keywords tracking. And if you're on the diamond plan, it's double. It's 5,000 keywords. Now, if you have the diamond plan, you can use, it's 10% you can use for the boost. That one that checks every hour. So diamond plan, if you're able to track 5,000 keywords, that means you can have 500 keywords on boost. If you have platinum, 2,500 keywords overall you can track, and 250 you can have on boost.
Great. Thanks a lot. I don't see any questions. I don't have any other questions. We are at the 1 hour mark. It's perfect timing. And yeah, this was part 5 of Helium 10 training, 6-part training. And in the last session, part 6, you will be learning how to do product targeting ads and how to mature listing maintenance, how to maintain the listing, right?
Yes, exactly.
And Bradley will show how to calculate the profit, how to see the numbers, exact numbers you're making in your Amazon business. And I think you just mentioned in this session that you will cover something else. I already forgot.
Yeah, the alerts.
Alerts. Yeah, it's very new, brand new session feature, and I think it will be very interesting to hear. And yes, if you want to not to miss the videos, click subscribe below if you see any buttons, and see you in the next session. And good luck in your business, Bradley. See you.
Thank you. Good luck, guys. See you.